Hello, welcome everyone. Today we are doing worksheet on direct and inverse proportions. Theory we have already covered, you can refer my previous video, and today we'll be doing the worksheet that is already uploaded on Akzsi app. You can access for free. I have already uploaded the link in the description box. So let me start. You can see the first question, it says y is directly proportional to x. If x equals 3 and y equals 9, then find an equation which connects x and y. I would suggest you to go through the theory first and then comes here. See, it says that y is directly proportional. I have cleared that we have to follow 4 steps. Whether we are doing questions on direct relationship or inverse, we always have to follow just 4 steps. The first step is we have to write the proportionality. Clearly it says it's a direct proportion, so I'll write y is directly proportional to x. Now, second step is introduce a constant. So it will be y is equals to kx. Third step is to calculate the constant. And for constant, we need x and y, which is already given here. Y is 9, put it here. And x is 3, put it here. From here, I have calculated k as 3. And fourth one is put this value of k here. So you'll get the final equation, which is y is equals to 3x. Now it says find an equation which connects x and y. So that's the final answer. Y equals 3x. Let me move on to the next question. Y is directly proportional to x cubed. So we'll write first same, we have to follow the step, that is write the proportionality. Y is directly proportional to x cubed. Second is introduce a constant, which is y is equals to kx cubed. Third is put the value of y and x to calculate the value of k. So let me put the value of y as 7 and x is 3 whole cubed times k, which is 7 is equals to 27k. And from here, k is 27 by 27. Now we need to put this value there. So we'll ultimately calculate y as 7 by 27 times x cubed, or you can write it as y is equals to 7 by 27 x cubed. It says m is inversely proportional to n cubed. First thing is we have to write the proportionality. Previous two questions were on direct proportion. This one is on indirect proportion. So m is inversely proportional to n cubed. We write it like this. And then we need to introduce a constant that I'll write up here, k over n cubed. Third is put the value of m and n to calculate the value of k. So m is 3. In place of m, I'll write 3. And in place of n, I'll write 2, which is 2 cubed. It's nothing but it's 8. And k is equals to 8 times 3, which is 24. Once we have k, then put the value up there. We get the final equation. So m is equals to 24 over n cubed. This is our final equation. Now let me move on to the next one. X is inversely proportional to root of y. So first step is definitely write the proportionality inversely proportional to root y. Second is introduce a constant. So x is equals to k by root y. Third is put the value of x and y to calculate the value of k. So in place of x, I'll write 4. And in place of y, I'll write 9. So root 9 is 3. 4 is equals to k by 3. And k is equals to 12. Now put the value of k here in 2. So you'll get final x is equals to 12 over root y. So this is our final equation. But the question says you have to calculate the value of y when x is equals to 16. So we have the final equation. Only I need to put the value of x to calculate the value of y. So in this equation, I'll replace x with 16 and it will be 12 over root y. Now, root y is equals to 12 over 16. So this is going to be simplified. You will get 3 over 4. And squaring both the sides, you will get y is equals to 9 by 16. So y is 9 by 16 when x is equals to 16. Given that m is inversely proportional to x, complete the following table. It's already given that m is inversely proportional to x. So I'll write m is inversely proportional to x. That means m is equals to k over x. From the given data where I have the both values, I can calculate the value of k, put the value of m as 3 and x as 3 as well. We'll get k as 9. If k is 9, our final equation is m is equals to k over x, that is 9 over x. Only I need to put the values of m and x in order to calculate the other variable. Here x is given but m is missing. So what I'll do in this equation, I'll put x equals 2. So m will be 9 by 2, which is 4.5. Next is I need to find the value of x when m is negative 3. So in the same equation, I need to put m as negative 3 and find the value of x. So it will be x is equals to 9 over minus 3, which is negative 3. So answer is negative 3. Similarly, I need to put the value of x as 4 in this equation. So m is equals to 9 by 4. That will give you 2.25. And put the value of m to calculate the value of x. It's again m is equals to n by 9 by x. 18 equals 9 by x and x is equals to 9 by 18, which is 0.5. So this will be 0.5. This is our final table. Now let me move on to the next question. It says find an equation between a and b. The values of a and b are given in this table, but they haven't mentioned whether it's a direct or inverse relation. The simple is C. If one is increasing, another is increasing. One is decreasing, another is decreasing. That means whatever is happening with the one, the same is happening with another. That means that is direct relationship. If one is increasing and others is decreasing, when one is decreasing, another is increasing. That means opposite is happening. So it will be inverse proportion. 1 is increasing, variable a is increasing. From 1 to 7, definitely it's increasing. From 3 to 21, definitely increasing. That means a is directly proportional to b. Now we have to find an equation. So take any value, right? We have to follow the same steps. First is write the direct relationship. The second is I need to introduce a constant. Third is put the value of a and b. Let me take this value. Doesn't matter which value you will take, you will always get the same value of k. So in place of a, I'll write 1. In place of b, I'll write 3. So k is equals to 1 by 3. And final equation will be a is equals to k times b. So a is equals to b by 3. This is our final equation. Now there is a second part of it. It says, hence find the value of a when b is equals to 12. We have the equation. Only in this equation, I need to put the value of b to calculate the value of a. So a is equals to 12 over 3. So a is equals to 4. Definitely a is 4 when b is equals to 12. Let me move on to the next question. X is directly proportional to y and y is inversely proportional to k squared. When x equals 1, y equals 5. When y equals 3, k equals 4. Then find an equation of x in terms of k. See, there are two different relationships given and then we have to merge them at the very end. First thing is we have to work with the first line. X is directly proportional to y. Only look at this one as of now. So x is directly proportional to y. Follow the same steps. That means I need to write x is equals to ky. I need to find the value of k. For that, it's given as when x equals 1, y equals 5. So I need to replace 1 here I need to replace x with 1, and here in place of y, I have to write 5. So k is equals to 1 over 5. Now I need to put it here to get the final equation. So x is equals to y over 5. This is our final equation. Leave it like as it is. Need to focus on the second one. Y is inversely proportional to k squared. Now we have to do the same thing. Y is inversely here. Inversely proportional to k squared. Now introduce a constant here. Don't introduce a constant k here, otherwise you'll get confused. So let me introduce m here. So y is equals to m over k squared. Put the value of y and k here. So put the value of y as 3 here and k as 4 here. So this will be 3 equals m over 16. And from here m is equals to 16 times 3, which is 48. Put this value here. We'll get the final equation y is equals to 48 over k squared. Now this is our final equation from the first and final equation from the second. What they're asking, then find an equation of x in terms of k. We need x and k. That means y is an extra here. We don't want y. So what I need to do is, here let me make y the subject. I'm just rearranging it. So this will give me y is equals to 5x. Only I have rearranged this. Need to put the value of y here in this equation. We already have two equations, right? Equation 1 and equation 2. I have substituted equation 1 and equation 2. So this will be 5x is equals to 48 over k squared. Then it will be x is equals to 48 over 5k squared. So equation x in terms of k, that means on right hand side, the k should be with other constant and x should be alone there. This is our final equation. X is equals to 48 over 5k squared. This is how we have to merge two different equations. See, this question is exactly like the previous one. What I suggest you, try to solve it on your own. This question, don't look at the answer, don't look at the solution, what I'm doing it here. First, try it on your own. If you will not be able to do it, then refer this one. So m is inversely proportional to n squared. I'm writing it here. M is inversely proportional to n squared. That means we have to find equation m is equals to k over n squared. Then we need to find the value of k. For that, they have already given value of m and n here. In place of m, I'll write 3 here. And in place of n, I'll write 4 here. 4 squared. So k is equals to 3 times 4 squared, which is 48. Put this value here, you'll get m is equals to 48 over n squared. This is our final equation. Now look at this one. N is inversely proportional to k cubed. N is inversely proportional to k cubed. When n is equals to 2, k is equals to 2. So when n is 2, before that I need to introduce a constant. Let me introduce a constant, say L. Put the value of n as 2 and k as 2 as well. So 2 whole cube. L is equals to 2 times 2 cubed. That means 16. L is equals to 16. So my final equation will become n equals 16 over k cubed. We have two different equations. What they are asking, find an equation of m in terms of k. M in terms of k, that means n is extra. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Since n is extra, that value I have to replace because I want to remove n entirely. And that's why I'll put n here, the value of n here, so that I'll be able to remove n. So substitute the value of 2 in 1. I'll get m is equals to 48 over n squared. So n is 16 over k cubed. 16 over k cube. In place of n, I have written 16 over k cube whole squared. So m is equals to 48 over, this is 16 squared over k to the power of 6. According to the indices, anything to the power of anything, a to the power of m whole to the power of n, we need to multiply the powers. So k cube to the power of 2, I need to multiply the powers, and this will give me k to the power of 6. Now from here, m is equals to 48 k to the power of 6 over 16 squared. And from here, finally, I can calculate the value of m as 3 over 16 k to the power of 6. This is our final equation. Now the second part says, find m if k is equals to 3. We have to find the value of m is if k is equals to 3. We have this equation, put the value of k here. So m is equals to 3 over 16 into k to the power of 6. Only here I need to replace it with 3. So m is equals to 3 into 3 to the power of 6 over 16. You can leave your answer in index form. So it will be 3 to the power of 7 over 16. In an ice cream shop, the number of gift items won by customer are directly proportional to the number of special sundaes eaten by them. If a man ate I equals 9 ice creams or 9 sundaes and 1 G equals 18 gift items, express I in terms of G. So what we need to do is we just have to find the equation. For that, already given that the relationship is direct. So I can write that I is directly proportional to G. So I can write I is equals to G, K times G. Now I need to calculate K. For that, the value of I is already given, that is 9, and G is given as 18. From here, I can calculate it as 1 by 2. So my final equation will be I is equals to G by 2. So this is the equation I in terms of G, that is I is equals to G by 2. Now let me see part B. Using the equation formed in part 1, we need to find the number of gifts won by the customer if he ate 12 sundaes. That means I need to replace I with 12. 12 is equals to G by 2. And from here, G is equals to 24. So if he'll eat 12 sundaes, he'll get 24 gifts. You can clearly see everything is double. Or if he's eating 1 ice cream, he'll get 2 gifts. If he'll eat 9 ice creams, he'll get 18 gifts. So double is happening. Time taken T for a customer to receive a medicine from a pharmacy is inversely proportional to the square of the number of staff on duty. It takes 10 minutes for customer order to be taken when there are 3 staff members for duty. Find an equation for T in terms of S. So time taken for the customer to receive the medicines from the pharmacy is inversely proportional to the square. That means T is inversely proportional to S squared. That is, S is what? The number of staff. Now T is equals to K by S squared. Now I need to find the value of K when T and S is given. Here they have given T as 10 and staff member is 3. So 3 squared. From here K is equals to what? K by 9 and K is finally 90. If K is 90, that means my final equation is T is equals to 90 by S squared. So this is our final equation of T in terms of S. It says if the number of staff is made 4 times, if you are making it 4 times, how many times quicker will the customer service you will receive or customer receive their medicine? So final equation is, we know T equals 90 over S squared. Now what you did, you have made S 4 times. So S will be 4S. So this will be 4S whole squared. So this will become T is equals to 90 over 16S squared. T is equals to 90 over S squared into 16. We know that 90 over S squared, that is the original time, right? If I represent it with the t hash, because this is the new time after you made the star 4 times. So this is hash. 90 over s squared is equals to t. This is equals to t from this one. So I'll write t hash is equals to t over 16. So what happened? It happened that if you make the star 4 times, then the customer will get 16 times earlier, right? The time has reduced 16 times. A is inversely proportional to c squared and c is directly proportional to root b when a equals 1 and c equals 3. See, it says a is inversely proportional to c squared. Now simultaneously I am doing it here. C is directly proportional to root b. Now I need to introduce a constant. A is equals to k by c squared. And let me introduce m as a constant here. So c equals to m root b. We have done these questions. So now I am doing this simultaneously. Now the value of a and c is given. So for the first one, a and c is given so that I can calculate the value of k. Replace a with 1 and c with 3. We'll get k as 1 times 9, that is 9. So if k is 9, put the value here. A is equals to 9 over c squared. This is our final equation from here. Next is put the value of c and b. So put the value of c as 2 and b as root 4. So 2 is equals to 2m and m is equals to 1. When you have the value of 1, put c is equals to root b. This is final equation. Now you have to find a when b is equals to 9. That means no c here. So I need to replace c. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. Whatever you have to eliminate, well, put the value of that variable. Like here we want to remove c. So I need to substitute c here, right? So in place of c, I'll write root b because from equation 2 I can see c equals root b. So substitute this value here in equation 1. We'll get a is equals to 9 over c squared. In place of c, I'll write root b. A is equals to 9 over root b whole squared. A is equals to 9 over b. This is our final equation of a in terms of b. Now I need to calculate the value of a when b is 9. So I need to put the value of b as 9. A is equals to 9 over 9, which is 1. So a is equals to 1. So when b is equals to 9, a is equals to 1. A man throws a marble horizontally on the wall. The marble traveled a distance of d meters in time t seconds. D is directly proportional to the cube root of t. Find the formula of d in terms of t when d equals 4 and t equals 8. So we have to focus here that d is directly proportional to cube root of t. Don't get confused with the cube of t. Sometimes a student does, if it's written as cube root, they write it as t cubed. No, they are asking cube root of t. So it will be cube root of t. Now I need to introduce a constant. So k times root t. Put the value of d here. In place of d, put 4. And in place of t, put 8. 8 times cube root of 8. So 4 is equals to cube root of 8 is 2. 2k. And from here, k is equals to 2. Once you have the value of k, put it here. D is equals to 2 times cube root of t. This is our first one that we have calculated, the d in terms of t. Now, calculate the distance traveled by the marble in 27 seconds with the help of equation of part A. We know our final equation is this, that is d is equals to 2 times root or cube root of t. Only I need to put the value of t here. So t is 27. So d is equals to 2 times cube root of 27. We know cube root of 27 is 3. So d is equals to 2 into 3, that is 6 meters. Calculate the time taken by the marble to travel a distance of 124 meters using the equation of part A. Same, the equation is exactly the same, only I need to replace D with 124. In place of D, write 124. 2 times cube root of T. 124 over 2 is 62. Cube root of T. Cube both the sides, 62 cube is equals to T. So the final answer will be 62 cube, that is 238,328 meters. So you can clearly see we have done all the questions of this worksheet. I suggest you to go through the theory first and then try to solve these questions. If you want to enroll yourself for one-on-one classes, for group classes, we provide classes for all subjects and the experts are there. They have the experience of 5+ years in tutoring the GCSE AS level in level kids and in tutoring the kids from year 1 to year 13. You can enroll yourself. Just drop an email at akzsiacademy@gmail.com. So that's it for today. Thank you and stay tuned.